Nothing irritates me more than when I see videos of people like confronting their parents for being bad parents, and then their parents are like, well, you had a roof over your head and food. Well, obviously, bitch. If not, CPS would have had your ass doing 25 to life. And you better be glad I'm not a fucking snitch. Like, that doesn't make you Rockefeller. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to lick your toes because I got a sandwich? Fuck you, bitch. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? And then you wonder why your old stank ass is gonna be in a dirty fucking pamper 50 years from now. Because you're horrible. You're evil, and you wonder why your kids don't fuck with you. Like, why do y'all always be acting so confused when your kids grow up, realize that they can have freedom, and then don't speak to you ever again? Because you're evil and you're wicked. You made your bed, tuck yourself in, and lie in it.
All right, let's talk about it. But first, hi, my name is Shayna. This is a proactively child-free space. Parents, more than welcome. We're more talking about the intentionality of choosing children or not choosing children. Yeah. So what Finita is talking about, I think, is a reality that I don't think a lot of people are fully grasping. Firmly grasp it. I don't think they're firmly grasping it. A lot of people have kids as a life insurance policy. And they're not a life insurance policy. They're people. I get comments every day, being like, oh, well, what are you going to do when you're old? Who's going to take care of you? Oh, yeah, being child-free is cool now. But what about when you need help? What about you? I can't force anybody to take care of me, to want to take care of me. I'm not producing slaves. There are a lot of people that have children thinking that, oh yeah, I pay the bills. I'm hoping that this is becoming more archaic as time goes on, but unfortunately I don't know, because there's a lot of people that said, I fed you, I gave a roof for you, and I clothed you. I was a good parent. Period, point blank. That's all that it takes. As opposed to actually investing into the human, the individual human that you have in front of you. I think that one of the best studies about this is Supernanny. For people who are unfamiliar, Supernanny, very briefly, is a British woman who has had decades worth of nannying experiences across socioeconomic statuses, countries, all of these things, from like one child to like households full of children. And she goes into households, people write her and saying, hey, our house is a mess. Our kids don't respect us. Our kids fight us. Our kids are running amok. We don't know what we're doing. I'm a single parent. We need help with our children. And then she flies all over from like in the UK, but also in America, and just like helps to create order. The majority of the issues that she comes across is that a lot of families, they wanted the idea of children. They didn't actually want children. And because they didn't know, period. They wanted the idea of children. They didn't actually want children. Two, when they had children, they didn't stop having children. There are a lot of people that love the idea of a big household. So they just go and have like 5, 6, 7, 9, 10 children, or they're aiming for 9, 10. And now they have all of these kids, and they're like, this isn't the dream. This isn't the little house on the prairie idea that I had in my head. And then all of the children are suffering because now you have 10, let's not say, because it's not a lot of them that have like 10. You have like 6 or 7 children with individual needs, and you can't address any of them because you are overworked, you are stressed, you don't know any of your children. And so what tends to happen is you get a lot of the older children actively parenting all of the younger children. Now, 9 times out of 10, is dad incredibly inactive in the house? Yes. 9 times out of 10, is dad out like being the, oh, okay, well, I'm going to be the breadwinner, and then I'm going to come home and I'm going to lock the door somewhere. And then mom, you're going to have to deal with the kids. And then mom, who's overstimulated all day, is just like, older children, you go deal with the kids because I need to go cry somewhere. And then a lot of those parents are like, oh, well, why don't my kids come back home for the holidays? Why don't I? And I'm not saying that that happens in the show. I'm talking fast forward, because a lot of those parents are like, oh, parents from in those kind of situations are like, oh, okay, well, like, why doesn't anybody come home for the holidays? Why haven't I seen why have they gone no contact with me? I was such a good parent. I clothed them. They didn't want for anything. You had emotionally, these kinds of parents emotionally, spiritually, interactively had nothing to give those children. They started off their parenthood journey bankrupt already. And then heaven help those children when they grow up, learn to use their voice, speak their truth, go to therapy, and then confront their parents and say, you were not what I needed. You didn't have to give me what I needed, and it hurt. And this is why I'm creating boundaries with you. That could be in the form of, I will only talk to you at certain times, or on certain days, or like once every like X amount of weeks, months, years, whatever, or just straight up going no contact. This is why I'm creating space between you. Heaven help those children, because most of the time the parents don't get it. And you see it all the time. You see it all the time on TikTok, where parents come on, oh, my ungrateful kid wants to go no contact after all that I've... Not the space, not the place, not the time. All of that energy should have been invested years ago. A lot of parents don't get that. A lot of parents don't get that. And then they're like, oh, well, who's going to take care of me in my old age? Whose house am I going to live in? Who is going to front the bills for me once I am retired, or once I... Children are not life insurance policies. And I just hope that more people are realizing this as time goes on. I really hope more people are realizing this. Now, will I and my siblings be taking care? Well, okay, so I have two brothers. One brother, we have the same two parents, and then another brother, we have the same dad, different moms. Will we be taking care of our moms when they get older? Absolutely. Absolutely. I love my mom. She's arguably my favorite person. And that only grows the older that I get, and the deeper that the deeper and more mature our relationship gets. Not just with me, but also my little brother has that same experience with her. Will we be doing that for our father? No. He has not invested anything into us. Sure, he threw a couple dollars here and there. Sure, like he would show up sporadically for trips and stuff. But when it came to the investment needed to build a deep bond with your child, not in the hopes that the child will take care of you later on, but just to have a relationship with your child, Dad didn't do that. And I'm not going to go out of my way to create something that I have the evidence that he never had the ability to do. I don't need that. He can blow up my phone sometimes. He can whatever. It's too late. It's too late. And there are some people that would like to, that are in similar situations, that would like to create a relationship with the parent that they are estranged from in whatever way that manifests. No, it's not me. I got too many other things going on. I got too much to deal with. I got money to make, things to do, places to move. I'm moving out of the country, right? So Dad realized that too late. And Mom never had to worry about that, because she's always been investing into her children. Things to think about. I want to hear your thoughts, questions, concerns, all that stuff. Tippity type them away in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.